Welcome back to On The Ascent Health. Today I'm joined by Gwen Swanson, founder of Mind and Muscle here in Anchorage. Gwen is a movement coach who helps women build strength, confidence, and a healthier relationship with exercise. In this conversation, we talk about moving beyond the idea that workouts are only about weight loss or changing how your body looks. Instead, we discuss strength training as a lifelong practice, one that helps you feel capable, confident, sexy, resilient, and connected to your body. If you've ever struggled with consistency, felt intimidated by lifting weights, or wanted to find more joy in movement, I think you'll really enjoy Gwen and this conversation. Welcome to On the Ascent Health. I am here today with Gwen Swanson of Mind and Muscle.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited. So today we're talking about kind of working out, movement. Why is it important for women to work out? Like, why are we talking about this today?
Well, my perspective of movement is a little bit, not different, but I just think of it, I have a different relationship sometimes with movement. I think women should work out to feel strong, to feel good in their bodies, to feel capable, maybe feel a little sexy in their body. And sexy can kind of be relative. It's a feeling more than a look. So I think it's kind of developing a relationship with your body, working out to be strong so that you can live a long, healthy life. Because it is a forever practice rather than just like a little 12-week program.
So let's talk about that. Where did you just dive into your background? Where did you come
Okay.
up with this? Because I think it's more fun than we should just go lift weights to whatever.
Yeah. So it stemmed from my own relationship with movement, and I originally started working out to get skinny, the whole get skinny game. And I spent years in where working out was really related to shame and punishment. And it had to be a 60-minute hardcore workout to count as like a workout.
Exercise,
Yeah, as like that thing. So I started shifting away from that as a way to heal my relationship to movement and to my body. And then to again, figure out a way to make this a forever thing. Because it was like, okay, once I'm done with this 12-week program, this is going to be easy. And it just felt like it was never like the 12-week program's done. And then what? It's not like, oh, I'm going to continue to do this so that like my 6-year-old self is very strong, not just so my 12-week from now self is skinnier or something like that. So that's kind of where it came from, was changing my relationship to movement, to my body. Also because I didn't want to get to be an old lady and hate my body still and be still so at war with my body. I wanted to feel at home and strong in my body.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons that I wanted Gwen on, is that I think I tend to talk about like we need to lift weights from that doctor health perspective.
Yeah.
It is that, right? Like we want the muscle mass, we want the bone density.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to do it to be skinny, but I think I don't talk very much about the like, this is going to help you feel good and this is going to help you like become one with your body.
Yeah, it's like it's more of an energetic thing. So like we know this physical evidence of like what will happen when we work out. Like we know we'll get stronger muscles, better bone density, all of those things. Our stress levels will go down, which ties into the feeling better. But it's also like an energetic sense of like taking care of yourself and nourishing your body rather than just get the workout done for these like scientific numbers. It's like I'm doing this to nourish my mind, body, and soul.
So then in your realm of thinking, what type of workout, exercise, movement should women be doing? Is there still like you need 30 minutes of this 3 times a week, or?
I'm of the belief that every little bit counts because of the world we're living in and how busy people are. So 3 times a week of, strength training for at least 30 minutes would be like a beautiful thing and give you so much like benefit to your body. But I really am of the belief that every little bit counts. So I like to think of giving people the option, if they're just starting out, they're super busy, working full time, family, all of that stuff. Workout, start with 1 to 2 times a week. And then that way you hit the 1 time, you still check that off. If you hit the 2, beautiful. And then as you work that into your schedule, you can grow that more. But overall, like at least 3 times a week, if we can get up to that, would be like perfect for like the sense of feeling that you feel the strength a little bit more settle into the body, and then you can feel those strength gains over time a little bit more with the 3 times a week.
And that's 3 times a week, the strength training, that would be ideal.
Yes. So like no matter what, I really want women to strength train for all of the benefits of bone density, all of those things. There's just so much goodness that comes from it. But yeah, the strength training would be probably my number one thing. If I can get women to get a little less scared of lifting some weights,
Mhm.
that would be fun.
So what else goes into movement
um,
besides strength training in an ideal world?
Yeah. So, I mean, we need a little bit of everything because our bodies are meant to move in many different ways and they're meant to move in general.
And they're not meant to sit still. And the problem is like our jobs are all sitting. Well, our jobs aren't sitting still, but most
Yeah.
people's jobs are
Yeah.
sitting
Yeah.
still.
We get to move a lot more than the average person. And so I really like I with all of my clients and with my own practice, we start with a foam roll,
Mhm.
then we go into mobility, and then we do a lifting. So there's like sometimes it's pretty quick and we just get a little bit of everything in, but that myofascia release to allow the body to open up and move a little bit differently helps a lot with getting a lot more out of the strength training. Because foam rolling just is really good for quickly opening up the body so that we can see benefits of greater range of motion and things like that so that we can build our mind body connection even more. Because I really do think having a deep mind body connection is also an important thing in building that connection to our body and strengthening our
Mhm.
bodies.
And foam rolling is one of those interesting things. Like from a scientific perspective, it's like, no, you're not rolling out the trigger points in your IT band, but are you? Are muscles less tight after you foam roll? Yes. Is it that
Hmm.
we got some blood in them? Is it just that you got your brain's better connected to
Yeah.
that area? And I think that's one of the ones we don't have the perfect scientific answers.
Yeah.
But like, I still tell people to foam roll because it makes a difference. I foam roll.
Yeah. And what I have my clients do sometimes is we'll foam roll in the beginning, but it's even fun to show them, like, if we're going through a motion and they're like, "Oh, I'm feeling a little stuck here," we'll go back to the foam roller.
Mhm.
Say they can't go as low in a squat, they're feeling a little bit of, like, pain in their knees or a little bit of stopping, like, in their ankles, we'll go back in and re-foam roll the shins,
Yeah.
then re-practice, and the pain for a lot of my clients goes away,
Right.
and they can get a little bit lower in their squat and feel more connected to their feet. I also think it's good for helping us, like, kind of develop our tolerance for discomfort, which exercise does in general, but also
Mhm.
foam rolling is pretty dang
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
And then also, do you have people do walking or any type of cardiovascular exercise? I feel like we should all be walking at least outside if we can.
Yeah, as much as they can.
That's
I encourage walking, and as much movement as we can get. Like I said, some people's schedules, I really do. Some people just don't have the capacity to do more than one thing a week. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, if we can, let's just hit those
yeah.
weights. That will help our heart some, and like there's so many benefits. But yeah, definitely walking. Walking's so fun. I'm actually going to be starting a walk club.
Okay.
So just to help people get outside and connect to nature a little bit more, because there's so many benefits besides just the physical, like the mental benefits of being outside and being in nature. And sometimes we just need a little group of people to go with, and some neighborhoods that aren't as walkable. So like having a destination where we can meet up, like on the coastal trail, will be so
Yes.
beautiful. But it's sometimes hard for people to even make time for that walk,
Mm.
especially if they have to drive to the walk.
Right. Agreed. I
Yeah,
feel like dancing should be included as great
dancing, anything.
something that feeds your soul.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do a lot of twerking, and just randomly throughout the day, I'll just like
Yeah.
shake, or I'll just like practice balancing on one foot in the middle of the day while I'm brushing my teeth. Also just randomly practicing like my squat or my RDL,
Yeah.
just to like kind of like if I'm thinking about my body, which obviously I do a lot as a movement guide, but just I do a lot of little like balancy things to just chest myself throughout the day. And I encourage my clients to do the same, to take some time to like connect to, even standing in the shower. This isn't necessarily
Mhm.
movement, but like connecting to the body while in the shower, just standing, grounding down into the
Yeah.
feet, and just taking time to connect to the body throughout the day, is just another also little way to build that connection, strengthen that connection to the feet, which is our foundation, and then it all transitions up.
So then let's talk about back to like the strengthening. If somebody, we've like the ladies who just finished our Ladies Learn to Lift program, we
Yeah.
went through, a bunch of exercises and various movement buckets. And now some of them, they're going off to whatever gym they had before, or they have a home gym and they're working on putting together their own exercises. How do you like go about programming and planning and figuring out what goes with what and how to build, a 30-minute workout?
Yeah. So I typically, with all of my clients, including my own workouts, working out 1 to 3 times a week typically. So we're getting a full body workout every time, hitting some big muscle groups, hitting squats. We're always working some sort of glute exercise like a hip thrust, big like muscles like rowing, push-ups or chest press.
Right.
And then we'll trickle in depending on how much time we have, different variations of those. We'll see different variations of those, but some extra little bonus muscles. And then I always do, so if we're starting from the beginning of the workout, I do a nice little full body foam roll and then move into a full body mobility. Then I do a little core activation just to get our minds really connected to the core, since that's important for every single move we're going to be doing. Also, throughout the foam rolling and through the core and the whole entire workout, we're also thinking about breath and using our breath to move through and connect to our core, work our core even a little bit better. And then from there, usually we'll start with either like a squat or a hip thrust variation, and then we'll alternate between like lower body, upper body, and then just picking like 4 to 5 moves and having that be either the workout for the day, or for, depending on how often they come to see me, they'll see it a couple times.
Yeah. And then when you're doing exercise, are they doing each set of exercise once, twice, 3 times? And what's the rationale on that?
Yeah.
You see a lot of these like resets, 12 reps type
Yeah.
of thing. And
We typically do everything timed. So 45 seconds on, and then depending on how much rest they need in between. And then we go through 2 times. So in that 2 times, we'll do 5 each move once, and then we'll start back up at the top, and do the full body. And for that, it's just convenience and quickness. But also in that 45 seconds, we've got one chance to see the movement patterns and practice those movement patterns.
Yeah.
And then the second time, it's a little bit more in the body. So we can decide, okay, do we need to up our weights? Do we need to modify?
Right.
And then the second round, we get to hit it a little bit harder. And our goal is to be pretty fatigued by the end of the round. So we're given what we can give in those 45 seconds.
Only doing each exercise for 45 seconds each time. So 1:30 of each exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know what 3 sets of 12 reps probably.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the exercise. And then we are choosing weights depending on obviously what we've done before. Some people start with no weights because that's where their body's at, and then we build up from there. Some people are pretty used to using some weights and are comfortable grabbing some heavier weights, and then some people need a little bit of coaxing and getting comfortable with upping their weights as we go.
How do people know if they're working hard enough? Like, what is the, like, I don't know, should I lift more? Is it safe for me to lift more?
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people can struggle with, because lifting weights can be kind of scary and it's a little bit uncomfortable.
And you don't want to get a big weight and have it fall on top of you.
Yeah, and you don't want to get hurt. Like, we don't want to start working out to get hurt. So it does take a little bit of building trust with yourself and learning the difference between feeling like a little bit of discomfort versus learning the different sensations of working out. Because obviously you don't want a sharp, acute pain. That's going to mean, no, we need to take a break or completely see what's going on there. But with learning how to grow our tolerance for discomfort, it's kind of like noticing when that discomfort kicks in and allowing ourselves to hang out in that space. So, the sensation is kind of an interesting thing to get accustomed to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, right, in order to have muscular change, that is like, you do need to broach that bit of discomfort. If it's easy and you never feel it, you're maybe maintaining what you have. Like, we do have to push ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. And in that, like, knowing that, like, again, that tolerance for discomfort, it's expanding our comfort zone. So we're just inching out of it every little bit that we can, and then building that self-trust and realizing, oh, I can hold heavier weights. My body is capable of this, rather than like, no, I've just had some clients who are scared of upping their weights because of just limiting beliefs of what their bodies can do.
How sore should people be after a workout? Is there amount that's too much or too little?
I don't think there's an amount that's too little necessarily. I personally like to be a little bit sore, and I think a lot of people do. You can have a good workout and not feel sore afterwards. Then depending on how often somebody works out, I think when you first start working out, it's like, oh my God, I'm so sore. This is like so intense. But that lessens the more your body adapts to it. But yeah, I think that's also something you kind of learn as you're going, is like, that pushing past the comfort zone,
Right.
and then also learning to like not be scared of the soreness that comes
Right.
after. Cause I think there's also like this, like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can, especially if you can't walk going up and down
Right.
stairs, that is a little
Yes.
bit
Yeah.
alarming. Yeah.
Can't get on the toilet or off the toilet. But I think that's also where recovery plays in, right? Like it's okay to be sore after a workout, but that's also your body saying, like, hey, we worked really hard. And especially as we get older, like you need that recovery time for your
Hmm.
body to repair. Your body's actually getting stronger in that recovery time, right? You pushed it, you kind of like tore muscle fibers while you're working out. And the recovery is when like the good healing and the progress is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's like, some people again will come into the gym and like want to kill it every
Yeah.
time, and other people will maybe need to build up to that a little bit more and figure out what their killing it means,
Right.
because mine's going to look different than yours.
Playing the next day, I'm like, I want to be so sore that like I'm there because otherwise I don't sit still all day long at all. But if I'm really sore,
Then you'll just relax into it.
oh,
Yeah, I think being sore is fun. Honestly, I think it's fun because for me, when I'm not too sore, obviously it's like, oh man, I'm getting stronger. I can feel those strength gains. So yeah, I think it's developing. And then I don't think it's ever great to be so sore that you can't like do your
you still
life
can
the
do that.
next
Yeah.
day. Yeah,
I
like
pick up my thing. You don't need to worry about like when like grips. Like it's okay to hold the overhead press this way or that way. Like there's not a perfect way. There's a whole bunch of variations. Whereas like deadlift, like we do want to be more careful with the form.
yeah, yeah. I am very much into mind body connection, so I do really like focusing on form. I would say like when for me and with my practice that I've been helping others with is the most important thing is developing that tolerance for discomfort, and then being able to like up the weights while also making sure that we're maintaining our proper form so that all of those posture muscles are
Right.
working really well. So I would say form is like one of the most important
Right.
things. It doesn't have to be like this cookie cutter form.
As I was saying, like military press versus overhead
Yeah,
press.
especially for
Right.
shoulders, because like everybody's gonna have like potentially a little shoulder thing. Like they're so common having shoulder things. So it's like if you need to adjust the stance, like, but making sure we're feeling the muscles we want to feel and standing up tall, breathing well. Um,
Breathing's an important part of exercise.
a very,
It's
a very, very important part. So I would say the most important thing to focus on is, making sure that like you're feeling challenged, but also like feeling good and empowered while you're doing it. I do really, really love form, and focusing on form and helping people get their mind body connection really deepened, and also expanding what they think is possible for their bodies. Like if we've been moving in one movement pattern for a long time, we're like, oh, our bodies don't move that way. But it's like, well, let's try a little foam rolling, a little bit of mobility, and see if we can loosen some things up. So I honestly think curiosity is one of the most important things you can
Yeah.
have in your movement practice, of like being curious of what your body can do, how strong it can get. And then again, like having more of a sense of gratitude. Like, cause I do think it's an energetic, like, yeah, we know that like lifting heavy is important things,
Mhm.
but like, and having a mindset of taking care of your body and nourishing your body is like, I think one of the most important things that can make it a longevity of a practice, like a forever practice. Like that's how I think of movement, as a forever
Mhm.
practice. So the excitement of getting to work out, the most important part of like, oh, I know I'm going to feel better after this. So remembering how it makes you feel, I really think is like one of the most important parts of
How
it.
do we train to, right, like get excited? I think a lot of people are like, oh, I have to work out. And it's like, it's a checkbox. And in our head, it's been like something we don't want to do. How do you start reframing that to like make it, oh, I get to?
Yeah. Well, really, like being able to move our bodies is a very big privilege. So, reframing that for me, being grateful for my body's abilities. I also really like to, when my clients are training, when they're getting stronger, being like, did you feel that? Did you see how you got stronger? Do you see how, like, with that little cue, like your form did get more aligned and you were able to move a little bit differently? And like, so pointing out those fun little moments of like aha moments throughout, but also, endorphins are so good.
Right.
So like if I know I will feel better after my workout, or even halfway through is when I start to feel my energy peak up. So I know I just have to start. But to switch that mindset, I would say I really think about my future self a lot and how I want her to feel, and not just like, I think a lot about like my 60-year-old self and how I want her to feel getting up and down off the floor. And I know that she won't be as strong as she has the potential to be unless I show up, I put in the time now. So that was a really big mindset for me, because like I want to be strong, I want to be healthy, I want to be able to move really well, but I can only do that if I start now messy and not being good at it. And so that's really kind of like the biggest mindset switch for me that helped, and that I really try to point out to my clients, which seems like they're having fun doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, thinking and doing what's fun too, right? Not just like the lifting, but also, right, like the walking or the dancing, or like using what you're getting from your strength training to like go hike the mountains that you love.
Yeah. And notice how that strength training like boosts the activities outside of the gym or off the mat or whatever it is. Like seeing how, like, I have a client who we were talking and she's like, I can feel my butt engage better when I walk now. It feels better when I walk. Or I have a client who just like started running again for the first time, and she's like, my body feels good. So it's like seeing the benefits outside of the, discomfort of the training. I think that with exercise, with movement, with working out, reframing a lot of things out of like the diet culture lens, re-looking at what health is, rather than, we've kind of been brought up with this idea of that thinness equals health, and everybody's going to be in different size bodies, and the most important thing is that we're moving. Our bodies are made to move. That's what human bodies are meant to do. So being able to just like take a lot of this ideas of what movement should be out of it, and really it is an energetic thing. So it's an energetic frequency. You can change your energetic frequency with movement, and looking at it as a tool like that, rather than just like a tool to change the way your body appears. But I think, yeah, and then reframing like the how movement can help you build your tolerance for discomfort, not only on the mat, but like off the mat. It's like a nervous system regulator. You learn how to like sit in that discomfort of the workout, and then
Right. If you've done a really hard workout, like you've done one hard thing, and you can do hard things, and you can do things that stretch you. And that was like the thing with our ladies learn to lift. It was like this, it builds your confidence in the gym, but like having that confidence, lifting strong things, like it helps you have confidence.
yeah, it
in
builds
life.
self-trust in yourself, like in everything you do. Like, and if you keep your word to yourself, like, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm a fitness professional and I work out fairly regularly, but I still don't necessarily want to do it before it happens. I'll be walking around and being like, dear, I don't want to do this. Like, but I know that when I'm done, I will be happier. And I'll have a little booty pump, which makes me happy as well.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
How about tricks to like getting yourself to work out on
Mm.
your own, or right? Is it like when you know you should do it, how do you make yourself do it? Trick yourself into it.
Yeah. I think, I mean, accountability is so helpful. I think really having an accountability buddy, either a friend, a personal trainer, whatever it is so helpful, because if you don't show up, then, you're impacting somebody
Right.
else as well. But really looking at it as a act of like, again, it's that like knowing you, like, you don't want to do it, but you'll feel better after. So it's like, I guess not tricking yourself into it, but like remembering every time that you don't want to do it, like how good you feel when you're done.
Right.
And then having like just coming back to that, like, yeah, I don't want to start. And like, even for me for a long time, of building up a pretty consistent routine with movement, that took many, 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 many years. It wasn't just like this easy thing for me. And it went from an all or nothing mindset to figuring out how to make every little bit counts,
Right.
or every little bit count. But yeah, focusing on how good it makes me feel is what keeps me coming back and what allows me to show up. And I know for all of my clients is usually they show up and say, I didn't want to come today,
Yeah.
but I knew I'd feel better and I'm happy I'm here. For me, it is really the biggest motivator is how good it will make me feel.
Right.
And knowing that we deserve to feel good. Like that is part of like being a human,
Right.
is feeling good, and we are allowed to feel good, and making time for ourselves for something that does make us feel good is worthy.
Right. I mean, it's fine. So I coach the 4:30 class on Mondays, and now I've always done the workout at 9 or noon. So by the time the 4:30 class rolls around, I think it is the best workout ever. I am so excited for the people to come do it, because it's the same workout I've already done.
Yeah.
Like, or guys, I'm sorry. Like I worked out, I worked out hard. So now I'm like just in such a good mood. And I'm like, you'll feel like this, right after dinner tonight. You'll be like, wow, that workout was great. It's
Yeah.
funny how like some hours later, I'm just like, I'm still on that high. Like I did it. Man, that was great.
Yeah, it really changes your whole day around and like, and then finding a good time that works out for you if you can. Like, some people work a 9 to 5, so that is a little bit limiting. But like if you have a little bit more flexibility in your schedule, allowing it to be like if you're not an early morning person or a late afternoon person, like and you have the flexibility, again, this isn't everybody, but like to work out in the middle of the day, do it. Yeah. Like it can be like it doesn't have to be this like it doesn't have to be what anybody else is making it look like. It can be your own schedule, your own routine. It can look different than what like we've been told it has to look like. And that's with, all different types of movement counting and like shaking booty and doing whatever, going on a walk. Like it all counts and it all matters for moving our bodies.
So if people are trying to design their own workout and they're just like, I don't know how to put this together, what resources are there out there? And then we'll point people your direction too.
Yeah.
I know that there's probably things that write workouts or give you ideas for workouts. So you're not, I hate doing my own programming, which is why I'm going to the classes.
Yeah.
That's just easier for me because I don't have any extra brain capacity to plan my own workouts. Well, I could, but I can't at this point in my life.
Yeah. For programming your own workout at home, I mean, I'm sure there's so many like different YouTube type videos and stuff that help break things down.
I think ChatGPT can write workouts and probably give you links to videos these days.
Yeah. That's not something I don't utilize ChatGPT very often but even, finding a personal trainer that you like online, seeing if they want to write out a personal training workout for you, that could probably be like a one-time payment type thing. And then, or finding like somebody you like their videos and subscribing to their channel or something. But for putting out your own workout, I mean, finding movements that you really enjoy.
Brain split squats, rows, and bench presses every day.
Yeah. I mean, like,
those are 3 big movement buckets. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, we want to keep it pretty simple so it can be repetitive. I kind of think of working out as like learning a dance. Like every new circuit we have, we're learning a new routine. So we want to do it a couple times so that we can get it in the body. We can see the strength gains that we have with it. But yeah, I would say if you have a couple, like I said, I do about 4 to 5 movements per workout, depending. And then if you can do different variations of squats, do different variations of chest press or push-ups, it can be those same basic movements, but then in just different patterns. And then in different combinations, you can slow down the tempo sometimes. You can add some pulsing. So you can have all the basic moves of like squats, all of those things, but then just mixing them up with like little flair here, little flair there, depending on what you're looking for.
Forcing the body to adapt and do different things, variety does help with that.
Yeah. So typically with like myself and my clients will do depending on how often they work out, we'll see the same workout programming for about like 6 weeks. Okay. So we have time to go through the exercises, to up the weights. Yeah. Like then you can see, oh, cool. I'm like, can see my strength gains. I can feel my strength gains. And then you're kind of feeling really good. And then the routine switches up and you're like, whoa, your brain has to completely adapt to something new. So repetition, but also keeping it fresh, like so that we don't get bored and so that our bodies have opportunities to move in different ways as well.
Very cool. So if people want to find you and work with you, where do they find you?
My Instagram is Gwen Diane, GWEND. My website is mindmuscleak.com, and they can hit me up on either of those and ask questions. I've got an on-demand that I'm building, and then I'm also offering my one-on-one schedule is currently full, but I'm offering virtual classes online as well, and then a couple in-person things with community walks in town this summer. The first one will be next Tuesday. I think that's the 12th. And I'm hopefully going to have those about once a week. Just again, like how can we get people moving? How can we get, just the more movement, the better. Like whatever it is, we just need to be doing it.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to On The Ascent Health. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you found it helpful, share it with a friend and leave us a review. It helps more people discover the show. The views and opinions shared by guests on this podcast do not necessarily reflect my own or that of Ascent Health and Performance. The information provided is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Next episode on The Ascent Health, we're taking the next step. After talking with Gwen Swanson about building a healthier relationship with movement, I sit down with strength coach Alyssa Horn to talk about what movement should actually look like. We tackled the biggest myths around women and weightlifting, why strength training becomes even more important as we age, and how to build bone and muscle without bulking up, and why consistency, not perfection, is what really changes your health. If you've ever walked past the weight room wondering if you belong there, chances are you do, and you don't want to miss this conversation. Until next time, onward and upward.